Imagine this. You're in your kitchen. Maybe you're making a cup of coffee. Maybe you're grabbing a midnight snack. It's a space you know intimately, a place of comfort, of routine. You feel safe here. It's the last place on earth you'd ever think of as a battlefield, a death trap. But the truth is, the kitchen is one of the most dangerous rooms in the home, or any building for that matter. It's a collection of heat, fire, sharpened steel, and invisible gases, all waiting for a single moment of inattention. Behind every simple meal and every delicious dish is an inherent danger, a silent threat we often ignore. For some, that threat became a grim reality. It wasn't a home intruder, or a car crash, or a freak accident in the street. Their end came in a place that should have been the most secure. This isn't a story about a single unfortunate event. This is the story of the worst kitchen deaths ever. Number 6, the freezer incident. On September 23, 2019, a 61-year-old woman started her morning shift at a restaurant in Boston, Massachusetts. Like many kitchen workers, she began the day by checking supplies. The restaurant had a large industrial walk-in freezer, a cold room where meat, vegetables, and other food were stored. At around 8 a.m., she stepped into the freezer, and the heavy metal door closed behind her. Normally, this would not be a problem. Walk-in freezers are designed with safety handles on the inside, so workers can always push their way out. But on this day, the handle was broken, the freezer sealed shut, and the woman was trapped. Inside, the temperature was set to below -10 degrees Fahrenheit. At such extreme cold, the human body loses heat very quickly. Within minutes, fingers and toes go numb. After half an hour, muscles begin to weaken, and thinking becomes slow and confused. Hypothermia sets in, and the body begins to shut down. For hours, no one noticed she was missing. The kitchen was busy preparing for the day, and other staff members assumed she was working in another part of the restaurant. The freezer was in a back area, away from the noise and movement of the main kitchen. As time passed, the woman grew weaker. At some point, she collapsed near the door, with no way to call for help and no one to hear her. There was nothing she could do. It was only later in the day, when co-workers finally went to look for her, that they discovered the truth. They opened the freezer and found her body on the floor, close to the door, as if she had been trying to escape. Paramedics were called immediately, but there was nothing they could do. She had died hours earlier from extreme cold. This was not a quick or painless death. It was a slow, agonizing slide into unconsciousness, alone in the dark. It was a stark reminder that even the simplest piece of equipment can become a tomb. Number 5, the electric ocean incident. In July 2019, at a restaurant kitchen in Allentown, Pennsylvania, a routine day of work ended in tragedy. The victim was a 32-year-old kitchen employee whose job that afternoon was to clean and maintain a commercial deep fryer. This particular fryer had an electric heating system, using powerful cables to keep the oil at cooking temperature. Over time, grease and water had leaked into the wiring, damaging the protective covers. The machine was still in use despite the clear safety risk. As the worker leaned in to clean the area, he touched one of the metal parts connected to the frayed power line. In that instant, thousands of volts of electricity surged through his body. Witnesses later said he cried out and collapsed immediately. His co-workers initially thought he had simply slipped, but when they tried to pull him away, they felt the shock themselves. They had to use a wooden broom handle to pry him away from the machine. Emergency services were called at once. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but the man was already in cardiac arrest. They tried CPR and used a defibrillator. For nearly half an hour, they attempted to restart his heart. Finally, at the hospital, he was pronounced dead. Investigators from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, reviewed the scene. They found that the fryer had exposed wires and no proper ground connection, a clear and dangerous safety violation. The restaurant was fined thousands of dollars for failing to maintain a safe working environment. Electrocution in kitchens is less common than burns, but it is just as deadly. Water, steam, and metal surfaces make kitchens perfect conductors for electricity to spread. In this case, a single point of contact was enough to kill instantly, turning a standard cleaning task into a fatal mistake. Number 4. The pressure cooker incident. In 2017, a family in Florida was preparing a home-cooked dinner. Like millions of households, they were using a pressure cooker. It's a common kitchen tool, designed to cook food faster by sealing steam inside a heavy pot, building immense pressure to drastically reduce cooking time. But when a pressure cooker fails, the force built up inside can turn it into a deadly weapon. On this particular evening, the family's pressure cooker was filled with beans. As it heated up, the internal pressure rose. A safety valve on the lid should have released the excess steam, preventing a dangerous buildup. Instead, it failed. The pressure inside the pot grew higher and higher until the lid could no longer contain it. With a force like a bomb, the lid blasted off. It shot across the small kitchen like a piece of flying metal. In the path of the explosion was a young child. The lid struck the child's head with catastrophic force. The noise of the blast was so loud that neighbors thought it was a gunshot. Chaos followed in the kitchen. Food and boiling water sprayed across the room. The family rushed to the child, who was already badly injured. They called 911 and desperately tried to stop the bleeding while waiting for paramedics. An ambulance arrived quickly, and the child was rushed to the nearest hospital. Doctors worked through the night, but the head injury was too severe. The next day, the child was pronounced dead. The accident shocked the city. Local news reported it as a tragic reminder of the hidden dangers in every home. Pressure cookers are supposed to be safe, but defective valves and worn-out seals had already been blamed in dozens of injuries and deaths across the United States. In the months that followed, lawsuits were filed against pressure cooker manufacturers. Consumer safety groups warned the public about models with faulty lids and failed safety features, highlighting that a simple kitchen device could, in an instant, become an instrument of death. Number 3. The mixer incident. On October 21, 2001, a normal evening shift at a small pizza shop in New Jersey turned into a tragedy. The restaurant was family-run, like thousands of others across America. In the back of the shop stood a large dough mixer. It looked like a household kitchen mixer, only much bigger, with a wide bowl and a heavy metal fork that spun inside to mix large amounts of flour and water. That night, a 15-year-old boy was working in the kitchen. He had only recently arrived in the United States from Guatemala and had been on the job for just a few weeks. His job was to help prepare dough and clean the machines. The dough mixer was incredibly powerful, and everyone in the shop knew it was dangerous if not used carefully. The dough mixer was incredibly powerful, and everyone in the shop knew it was dangerous if not used carefully. The rules were clear: never clean it while it was running. But the safety cover on this machine was broken, and the boy had received poor training. At some point during his shift, the boy opened the cover and reached inside to scrape out leftover dough. The mixer was still switched on. The rotating fork caught his arm and, in a horrifying instant, pulled him into the machine. His coworkers heard him scream and ran to help. They tried to switch the mixer off, but by the time it stopped, it was too late. The boy had suffered catastrophic injuries. Firefighters and paramedics were called to the scene. When they arrived, they had to partially dismantle the machine with specialized tools before they could free his body. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators from OSHA later reviewed the accident and found multiple safety failures. The safety guard on the mixer had not been working. The young worker had never received proper training, and he should not have been operating such dangerous equipment in the first place, especially not at only 15 years old. The restaurant was fined, and the case was widely reported in New Jersey newspapers. It was a grim reminder that when safety is ignored, even the most basic of kitchen tasks can become a deadly gamble. Number 2. The deep fryer incident. On June 11, 2016, a regular Saturday night was wrapping up in Enid, Oklahoma. The dinner rush was over at a small local restaurant, and the staff was already starting their end-of-shift cleanup. The air in the kitchen was thick with the lingering scent of cooked food and cleaning chemicals. Among the last machines still humming was the deep fryer. This isn't your average countertop appliance. This is a massive industrial vat of oil, used all day to cook chicken, fries, and countless other dishes. Even after hours of use, the oil inside shimmered, giving off waves of heat, its temperature still well over 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The woman working the late shift was just 26 years old. She was mopping the slick floor, moving quickly between stations, her shoes losing their grip with every step. In the rush to get home, a fatal oversight was made. The floor was wet, greasy, and dangerously slippery, a perfect recipe for disaster. As she walked past the fryer, her feet slipped out from under her. In a single horrifying second, she was falling. There was no time to grab onto a counter or catch her balance. She fell chest first into the deep fryer. The pain was instant and overwhelming. The hot oil splashed over her arms, chest, and face, burning her with agonizing intensity. Her scream pierced the noisy kitchen. Other workers dropped what they were doing and rushed toward her. 2 men grabbed her by the arms and pulled her out, but the damage was already done. Her skin was badly burned, her clothes melted and stuck to her body, and parts of her face had turned a deep, dark red from the heat. Every movement caused more agony. An ambulance arrived within minutes, but it was a desperate race against time. Paramedics wrapped her in wet cloths to cool the burns and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors tried everything to stabilize her, but her burns were too severe. More than half of her body had been destroyed by the boiling oil, and her internal organs began to shut down from the traumatic shock. Just a short time after arriving, she was pronounced dead. Investigators later found that the kitchen floor had no anti-slip mats, and the fryer had no protective guardrails, clear safety violations that turned a normal work night into a horrific tragedy. On November 28, 2014, the day after Thanksgiving, a family in Cedar Hill, Texas was finishing their holiday meals. In the kitchen, a large pot of oil sat on the stove, being heated for frying, a common tradition for holiday cooking. Grease and cooking oil are among the most dangerous things in a kitchen. When oil becomes too hot, it doesn't just boil, it catches fire. That's exactly what happened in Cedar Hill. At some point during the cooking, the oil began to smoke. Seconds later, flames shot up from the pot. The fire spread fast. Flames reached the wooden cabinets above the stove, and the kitchen filled with thick black smoke. A woman in the house, in a panicked attempt to stop the fire before it consumed the home, made a fatal mistake. She grabbed the pot of burning oil, intending to carry it outside. The moment she lifted it, the burning liquid sloshed over the edge. It poured down her arms and chest. Her clothes caught fire instantly. She screamed as the flames spread across her body. The cries were heard by neighbors, who rushed over to see smoke pouring from the kitchen window. By the time they pulled her from the house, she had already suffered burns across most of her body. Firefighters arrived within minutes and quickly extinguished the fire, but the damage to her was done. Paramedics rushed her to Parkland Memorial Hospital in Dallas, a facility renowned for its burn unit. Doctors tried to stabilize her and placed her in intensive care, but the burns were too severe. Within hours, she died from her injuries. The case was reported in local news across Texas as a tragic holiday accident. Fire officials used it as a solemn warning to the public. They explained that grease fires happen quickly, often in a matter of seconds. Once the oil ignites, the flames can double in size almost immediately. They emphasized two critical rules: never move a pot of burning oil and never throw water on a grease fire. The only safe way to extinguish it is to smother the flames with a lid or use a fire extinguisher. A moment of panic led to a choice that ended in a horrible, fiery death. On a quiet morning on March 12, 2014, the residents of East Harlem, New York, were going about their day. Families were cooking breakfast in their apartments, and children were getting ready for school. It was a perfectly ordinary morning, but a silent and invisible killer was at work in one of the kitchens. A gas stove had been leaking for hours. The gas filled the apartment quietly, its subtle smell unnoticed or ignored. It's a danger you can't see, and that's what makes it so terrifying. If enough of it builds up, a single spark can turn an entire space into a bomb. That's exactly what happened. At 9:31 a.m., a spark from the stove ignited the gas. The blast was so powerful it rocked the entire neighborhood. Walls shook, windows shattered, and a terrifying roar echoed through the street. Inside the apartment, there was no time to react, no time to escape. The people closest to the kitchen were killed instantly by the force of the explosion. The fire spread rapidly, engulfing the building and trapping others. The explosion was so strong it caused a section of the 5-story building to collapse, sending a cloud of smoke and rubble into the air. Rescue workers and firefighters rushed to the scene. They pulled survivors from the debris and tried to save those trapped in the spreading blaze, but it was already too late for many. In total, 8 people were killed and more than 70 were injured. Most of the victims were ordinary families who had simply been cooking breakfast in their own homes. Investigators later confirmed that the blast was caused by a broken gas pipe feeding into the stove. The pipe had cracks and leaks that had been left unrepaired. Residents had complained of a gas smell for days before the disaster, but their warnings were tragically ignored. The incident shocked New York City. While gas leaks had caused fires before, this was one of the deadliest kitchen explosions in the city's history. This event isn't just a kitchen accident, it's a catastrophe. So there you have it. The next time you're in the kitchen, just remember, your toaster could literally be plotting against you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Until next time, stay safe and maybe just order takeout.